my strawberries. This is Castor's fruit. Okay, let's do this. I hope I don't have to film this again. Lucy Letby is a British former neonatal nurse who was convicted of the murders of 7 infants and the attempted murder of 7 others between June 2015 and June 2016. Letby came under investigation following a high number of unexpected infant deaths which occurred in the neonatal unit of Countess of Chester Hospital 3 years after she began working there. Okay, so I'm going to post a picture of Lucy Letby. She was born 4th of January 1990. She's currently 35. Education, University of Chester. She was originally a registered nurse. Conviction, murder, 7 counts. Attempted murder, 8 counts. Criminal penalty, life imprisonment, whole life order. The country was the United Kingdom, and she was imprisoned at HM Prison Bronzefield as of January 2024. Letby was charged in November 2020 with 7 counts of murder and 15 counts of attempted murder in relation of 17 infants. Now, when I think of a infant killer, I don't think of a nurse. I think of a vengeful person, someone who grieved so much that they couldn't control their emotions or something. Not a nurse. She pleaded not guilty. Prosecution evidence included Letby's presence at a high number of deaths, 2 abnormal blood test results, and skin discoloration interpreted as diagnostics of insulin poison and air embolism, inconsistencies in medical records, removal of nursing handover sheets from the hospital, and her behavior and communications, including handwritten notes interpreted as a confession. In August 2023, she was found guilty on 7 counts, each of murder and attempted murder. She was found not guilty on 2 counts of attempted murder, and the jury could not reach a verdict on the remaining 6 counts. An attempted murder charge on which the jury failed to find a verdict was retired in July 2024. She pleaded not guilty and was convicted. Letby was sentenced to life imprisonment with a whole life order. Okay, I'm glad she got life imprisonment because for someone like her, death is too good. Death is too good. Okay. Management at the Countess of Chester Hospital were criticized for ignoring warnings about Letby. The British government commissioned an independent statutory inquiry into the circumstances surrounding the deaths, which began its hearing in September 2024. Letby has remained under investigation for further cases since the conclusion of her trial and lifting of reporting restrictions. Various experts have expressed doubts about the safety of her convictions due to contention over the medical and statistical evidence. Medical professionals have contested the prosecution's interpretation of the infants' records and argued that they instead show each had died of deteriorated due to natural causes. 2 applications for permission to appeal have been rejected by the Court of Appeal. The Criminal Cases Review Commission is considering application to refer her case back to Court of Appeal. No. She does not deserve appeal at all. Now, let's look at her initial investigations. In June 2015, 4 collapses occurred in the same neonatology unit of Countess of Chester Hospital, 3 leading to infant deaths. The unit typically saw only 2 or 3 deaths a year. Arian Powell, the unit manager, and Stephen Breary conducted an informal review and report the incidents to the committee of the NHS Foundation Trust responsible for addressing serious incidents. Upon review, the committee classed the death as medication errors. Berry observed that Letby had been on shift for all of the incidents, but considered it an unsurprising coincidence. There's only one other qualified junior nurse in the unit, and Letby often worked extra shifts to cover for staffing shortages. He said nobody had any concerns about her practice. In 2023, reports from the Guardian and the Times stated he was suspicious of Letby beginning in 2015 and accused the hospital of negligence for ignoring his concerns. Now, yeah, I agree with him. The hospital was completely negligent, in my opinion, and they ignored very concerns that were very valid. During a hospital visit in February 2016, the Care Quality Commission, CQC, was informed of difficulties in raising concerns with managers, but heard no mention of an elevated mortality rate. The CQC's report identifies issues of short staffing and skill mix issues within the unit, yet it praised the overall positive culture of trust, where staff felt well supported, able to raise concerns, and develop professionally. Okay, we're gonna go to motives. No motive was upheld by the court. Through it is not required for a finding of guilty. The prosecution in Letby's case suggested several theories, including boredom, thrill-seeking, and playing God as possible motives. They also alleged that Letby had a secret relationship with a married doctor involved with some of the cases. As evidence, they cited Letby's frequent texts to him on certain night shifts, as well as a piece of paper from Letby's office, which she had written phrases included, "I trusted you with everything and loved you. You were my best friend, and please help me." Letby denied all these suggestions, including the idea that she had a relationship with or crush on the doctor in question. The former detective who acted as lead investigator on the 1990s Beverly Allitt case drew parallels between Allitt's and Letby's case, suggesting that Letby might have copied Allitt's methods. I don't know much about Allitt. I don't know anything about Allitt, so next video I might actually look into that. Criminal psychologists Dominic Wilmot and David Holmes suggest that Letby may have been motivated by a factitious disorder imposed on another, a theory also proposed about Allitt. We're going to probably the finals of this case. I don't know, depends on how long I've been recording. David Wilson, an emeritus professor of criminology, published an August 2023 opinion piece in Guardian, argued that Letby was driven by a hero complex. Later that month, Wilson discussed Letby on Newsnight, where he joined the profession in order to target vulnerable victims such as a very old or very young. And finally, we're going to go to post-conviction. On 13th March 2020, while out on bail, Letby was placed on an interim suspension by the Nursing and Midwifery Council. On 18th August 2023, Andrea Sutcliffe, Chief Executive and Registrar of the Nursing and Midwifery Council, say that Letby remains suspended from our register. We will now move forward with our regulatory actions seeking to strike her off the register. Letby was removed from the nursing register on 12th December 2023, having informed the Nursing and Midwifery Council that she did not accept guilt but did not contest the removal. Okay, so I agree with the Nursing and Midwifery Council, and I'm glad they did that. appeal. In January 2024, Letby applied to the Court of Appeal for permission to appeal her convictions, which a judge refused. Letby renewed her application, and at a 3-day hearing on April 2024, her lawyers put forward 4 grounds of appeal concerning the trial judge's refusal of application. But in May 2024, the 3 judges of the Court of Appeal, Dummy, Victoria Sharp, Lord Justice Holroyd, and Miss Justice Lambert, refused permission to appeal. As part of their appeal, Letby's counsel, Ben Myers, again tried to question the inclusions of evidence by Derry Evans, a doctor and the prosecution's lead witness, saying it should have been disallowed as evidence as he had been dogmatic and biased. He was not biased. Do not lie to yourselves. The appeal judges rejected this criticism, ruling that Evans did not lack impartiality. He was well qualified to give an opinion, and it was up to the jury to access the quality of his evidence. Okay, so I am very happy with Victoria, Holroyd, and Lambert. They did a great work with refusing to appeal. A second ground for appeal was that the medical evidence that Letby had fatally injected air into baby's bloodstreams was very weak. Oh, I want to throw up with that statement alone. Air into the bloodstreams? That's enough to kill a grown man. What do you think will happen to a baby having air into their bloodstreams? While the third ground was that the judge had been wrong to direct the jury that they could convict, even if they were unsure of the precise methods used by Letby for every case. The final ground was that the judge had failed to investigate the impartiality of one of the jurors. All of these 4 grounds were refused by the court, with the judge's subsequent written statement concluding that the trial had been thoughtful, fair, comprehensive, and correct, and that none of the 4 legal challenges advanced by Letby were arguable, saying that the criteria for the admission of fresh evidence had not been met. Now that's all for this. This is the Lucy Letby case. Hope you have a fantastic Friday. From now on, all videos will be premiered on Friday. Extra videos that I do on the spot will be posted on Monday at 5 p.m.